What's up, guys? It's your boy Pete, and welcome back to Planting with Pete.
These my dollars make it hurt.
Now, if you're new here, this channel consists of almost everything houseplant related. If that tickles your fancy, hit that subscribe button, sit back, and enjoy the video. Now, on today's video, what we are doing, we are going over 10 plants that will give your houseplant collection a pop of color. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be just your houseplant collection. This can be like an empty canvas wall, or maybe a room that needs a pop of color, or patio table, things like that. But for the most part, this will give your house plant collection that pop of color that you're looking for. Now, with these plants that I mentioned, with all plants, a matter of fact, they do come with pest problems. They have their own lighting conditions, humidity, water cycles, all that fun stuff. So they're not in any specific type of order, and then they're not based on, like I said, the random conditions that they need. But as we do know, we're all not in the same spot or location. We definitely have different types of weather conditions, whether it's high humidity, low humidity, no humidity, too hot, too cold, just warm, salty air, snowing, whatever the case may be. We all have our different weather, so keep that in mind as well. But with these 10 plants, again, no matter your weather conditions, you just have to mimic their environment, and of course they will grow. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Now, I think I did say that they're not in any specific order, but if I didn't, they're not in any specific order. Now, the first plant that I have, this plant, I'm pretty sure most of you know about, is the Pink Princess Philodendron. Now, with this Pink Princess Philodendron, just imagine saying that a million times. Rather, the variegation is not, I wouldn't say stable. It's there, but it's all over the place. Now, if you can get you a nice specimen that shoots out constant variegation, we're talking a perfect specimen. Now, of course, you don't want this plant to just shoot out pink leaves, because then it'll start to head itself and die back eventually. But if you can get you a pretty specimen with some nice variegation, this Pink Princess will do it. Now, as you can see by mine, this is a pretty specimen to me. She doesn't have like a whole lot of pink, but what the pink that you are seeing is enough, I can guarantee you, to start or spark a conversation. So first plant on the list, you guys, is the Pink Princess Philodendron. Let's move on to the next one. Next one I have for you guys is the Trytoscantia Nanook. We've all seen the Nanook at least once or twice. You know that the coloring of this here plant, even from the back, you guys, statement plant. If you put with all of these plants, so I don't have to keep repeating that. If you put them in a green situation, like you see sometimes in stores, they keep all their plants together. If you go and pick out your nice, let's say, Trytoscantia Nanook, and then you're walking by a sea green, that's a color, right? You're walking by a bunch of Monstera deliciosas. They're green, so if you put this here Nanook in the middle of that, I guarantee you, walking by, you will see that Nanook. So keep in mind, again, with a bunch of greenery, I would say, around these plants, they will pop. But this plant here, even with the, like I was saying, the striking pattern on its front, from the pink to the, I would say, purple, maroon, burgundy backside, you give these plants that bright indirect light, these colors, you guys, we are talking pop. It will shine. As you can see by mine, she's loving the south facing window. I'm getting as much light out of that window as I can for her. So again, next plant, you guys, is Trytoscantia Nanook. Good plant. Next one we have on the list would be the neon green Pothos. If you guys been following the channel for a while, I finally got my hands on one, and it's in its name, neon green. Again, most of the plants are that green or pea green or dark green color with this neon. Of course, it stands out. Now, if you're not plant savvy, then of course you would think something is wrong with just about all of these plants, especially like the variegated ones. But when you're doing solid, I'm looking over there because it's right there, but I'm going to put it up there. But when you're looking at solid green or lime green leaves, then if you're not plant savvy, then you probably think something's wrong with it. But it is not. It is just that bright green that I definitely love in my collection. You guys should definitely know that if you've been following me. So pop of color, yeah, neon green, Pothos, and she was very, 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 very affordable. Yeah. Next plant, we are doing the Philodendron Brazil. Now this Brazil, to me, I love this Brazil. For one, it is a vining plant, philodendron, of course. Now it does has the green coloring on both sides of the leaves, but of course down the middle you have that striking pattern of like a, I don't say mustard, but there's like a lime green, yellowish, kind of a hint of gold, like goldish, depending on how much light these plants are getting, you guys. The pattern, well, the color rather intensifies. So mine's, I can look backwards, but it'll be up top. Yeah, you're getting like a lime green to a creamish kind of, but it definitely stands out. As I said before, it's a vining plant. So within that sea of green, it will definitely stick out because of the, whoa, did you see that lightning, you guys? It is lightning, it's raining right now, but you would definitely see the striking of the color. So definitely a get for the top 10. All right, let's move on to the next plant, you guys. As you can see, I'm trying to keep this video short because I'm talking again and it's thundering. All right, so the next plant we have is the Begonia, the watermelon Rex Begonia. You guys may have seen this one again. I have this one or got this one. It was debuted, all right, on a plant haul. Beautiful foliage, you guys. We're talking striking purple green. This pattern, it looks very edible. If this was a list that I was putting them in order, this would definitely be within the top 3, just because of how striking these leaves are. We're talking pattern wise, leaf shape wise. This plant is spectacular, you guys. And also there's that pop of color, especially when you're giving them that bright indirect light. Next plant, we are working with the Philodendron Painted Lady. Now this here has been one of my joy plants. I can tell you, she's a constant grower. And what I do love about this philodendron, you know exactly what you're going to get as each leaf unfurls. And as you can see, there's this yellowish, orangish, goldish, greenish, reddish. There's a lot of colors going on within this here plant. And again, if you give them the right light, you will get a lot of colors. Even just the little colors as in the red markings. It's like someone took a red marker and just outlined the leaves. Sun stress. Again, bright indirect light, guys. I'm telling you, this list, pop, boom. All right, next plant, we have the Philodendron Brandy or Brandianum. Now, this plant here has one of the most, let's think about this now. Before I say that, I was going the most, not the, yeah, just let's go with one of the most best looking silver leaves that I have in my collection and that I have seen. Now there are some others, but we're not going to talk about that. And I was just gonna go on a rant about it, but we're going to stay on the Brandy. Now, she has this nice pattern within those leaves that she produced. If you can see on the actual, if you can see on the actual leaf, each leaf has the same pattern, even though they are I would say mimicking or trying. I don't even know if they're trying to mimic the same pattern, but each leaf does not has the same exact pattern. I do notice that the new leaves, they give you this brownish color, but once they mature, and even not then, you guys, in that sea of green, the shimmery, silvery color, once it hits that light, OMG, let me tell you, which is why I have a couple of pots of these things in spots where when light hit them, it just shimmers. Think about it. Next plant we are going to work with the Philodendron Prince of Orange. Now, to me, the Philodendron Prince of Orange is one nice specimen. I say this because of as it grows in like the rosette kind of shape, it pushes out, of course, these bright orange, hence the name Prince of Orange, bright orange leaves. We're talking again with this bright indirect sunlight, you guys. This here, as you can see, this here plant, I mean, the leaf colors, that's what the S, just like I was saying, it reminds me of the Painted Lady, but in a smaller rosette form, I would say, or compact maybe. Something ish, but you can tell by this picture, it is definitely has made the list for that reason. Now, again, I was going to say there's no order on these here plants. Now, if I would wanted to put that orange on the list, it would probably be top 5. I give it that. Yeah, I give it that, but definitely a pop of color in your collection, you guys. If you don't have a Prince of Orange, or haven't even seen one, and of course, if my pictures and clips are not doing you any justice, do me a favor, you guys, pause the video first and go check them out, and then come back and hit play and just finish out, you know, because probably some more that you haven't seen that you want to see. Yeah, do that. Next plant, let's move on to the Variegated Devil's Backbone. Now, there's more lightning. Now, I've had this plant for a while as well. I can tell you one thing. When I did get this plant, I did not have as many, I would say, colored plants as I do now. I had this sea of green, you know, whether it was a regular green Pothos or my split fingers. I mean, I still have philodendrons and things, but they weren't anything of color. It was just a regular green. So once I did find her and bring her home, the color, I mean, even though it's probably a new plant and you really can't help not but to look at new plants sometimes, but still, she gave me a pop of color. And as you can see, just about the variegation. Now with these plants here, if you give them very, very bright indirect light, you will get the white variegation of the leaves. Now I also learned if you give them not as much bright, but bright indirect light, you would get more of a the color that I like, the more of a, do you hear that? More of a lemon kind of green color where the white variegation is supposed to be. As you can see by mine, I do love it. I love it. I love it. Now, of course, with the lighting conditions, with all of these, they, as I said in the beginning, they come with different conditions. So you have to adapt them to your needs and to best fit their needs as well. So, adapt them to their needs and for you to, you get what I'm saying. All right. So, I think the last plant you guys we have on the list is the Tricolor Trytoscantia. Now, I found this here plant, maybe, I think it was at a Lowe's, you guys. It was like $14, $15 in the hanging basket. Of course, cost the farm. Just the, I mean, when I say a wonderful pop of color, the variegation it grows in is, oh my. And if you have a full pot of these, let me tell you, we are talking, they trail as well. They trail, they climb, they vine, they everything. All right. Of course, you have these in that sea of green. We are talking colors upon colors everywhere. It's like a little Trytoscantia rainbow at that point. You know, there's like colors everywhere. And then this plant has the audacity to have a I would say one of the perfect shines or shimmers or sparkles that I've seen. We're talking defined sparkles. It's way more sparkly than the brandy. We're talking like somebody got some, not sprinkles, what are the glitter? Oh, did you see that lightning bolt? Glitter, like somebody got some glitter and just threw it on them. And of course, the sun brings out all of these features in your plant. So if you're wanting any of these plants, especially the ones with the variegations on them, or even the ones with the striking coloring patterns on them, if you want them to be like, what in the world is that? Then you must give them that bright and direct light to enhance what's already there. Now, with that being said, they still can grow without the actual intensity of the light, but keep in mind the color that you're looking at. It might be nice, but if you give it more light, it can be way nicer than what it is. So these would be the top 10 plants that I have in mind that can definitely give you a pop of color. Most of these plants, yes, I do have all these plants here in my collection. I was just pulling plants that I knew that I've seen, and they will be the ones to have, right? But there are tons, and I mean tons. There's one that is not on this list that I don't know the name of, but I'm gonna put it here. It's an Agolema. This here Agolema is so like a fire cherry red. It is you guys, if this was on the list, this would be number one. We're talking it's not even, is it blood red? I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below. But it is Agolema. I don't know the name, but I will put it up there so you guys can see. I do know it's on the affordable, like maybe no more than 100, close to that. The plant is not that big, so to each his own. So you have to figure that out on your own. But guys, we're talking pure red, and then some leaves sometimes send out like a splash of green variegation. Would you call that variegation? I don't know. I don't have Agolema, so I couldn't tell you. But check out their leaf, you guys. Yeah, I came this close. There's a little space there because you can see my eyeball. I came that close to actually purchasing one, but I'm not that good with Agolemas, so I haven't really tried since I kind of sort of killed the first one. Oh, water. That is it here for today's video. I tried to keep it straight and to the point. You know, I can kind of take it off, and we're talking about why do oranges grow on trees? Nothing to do with the video, but that is it here for today's video. Please do me a favor, hit that like button. Also, comment down below. Let me know if you have any of these plants in your collection, and also let me know, do you think any of these on the list that I mentioned could have been replaced with something better? Or maybe some of these on the list are just fine. You know, like I said before, these are just my own personal plants that I was just pulling from thought. I do know, as you can see by the Agolema, there are lots and tons more that can go, especially in the place of these. But these are more, like I said, uncommon, common, rare, affordable plants that can definitely give your collection or whatever you're doing a pop of color. And put down in the comment section below. Also, you guys, I have a second channel called Pete's Plant Smash Up. It's just a whole bunch of small videos, short films that I smash up into one, like 15-20 minutes long, of maybe like 7-8 videos, something like that. They're short, but not like short. Some of them are like short, but here we go again. The link will be down in the description box below. The products that I use as well, you guys, will be down in the description box below. And that is it. Yeah, see you guys on the next video. Bye. And cut. That's a wrap, guys. Good job, Pete. See you back here on set tomorrow.